Hey investors, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank y'all so much for coming back. I do appreciate you guys being here. It is Sunday night, so I'm trying to bulk record. As always, I am not a financial advisor or a fiduciary. I am an investor, and I'm documenting my husband and I's journey here on YouTube. So if you want some motivation, make sure you follow along. And also beware of scammers and fake pages. So I got a really good one and a requested one. So I talk a lot about Fidelity. Why I love Fidelity so much. I also talk about Robinhood. I love Robinhood as well. But I want to show Vanguard some love. We own a couple of their funds. And I don't think Vanguard is a bad broker at all. I think their website just doesn't fit my mojo, my vibe, my learning style. I am definitely a Fidelity girl. I just like the platform. I love Fidelity's app. But Vanguard has a lot of really good information out there. They are trusted. They were founded by one of the greatest investors, period. He has passed away. His name was Jack Bogle. And here's a fun fact. Let me bring this up real quick because I thought this was interesting. I wanted to know when both of these firms were founded. So we all know about Vanguard and Fidelity, whether you are a beginner investor, whether you kind of heard about it in passing, or whether you are just advanced and seasoned and you are just riding off into the sunset with your $1 million portfolio. But I wanted to know when they were founded. So Fidelity, fun fact, was founded in 1946 in Boston, Massachusetts. And Vanguard was founded May 1st, 1975 in Valley Forge, PA. So I thought that was like some interesting trivia because you think that these platforms and brokers have been around like forever. But I wouldn't say they're new, but they're kind of, they're here. And Vanguard is like new to me, 1975. I mean, it's younger than my mother, right? So yeah. And also, let's say another reason why I do like Vanguard. I like their funds more than like the actual platform, if that makes sense. And I think that's pretty fair that you can like the funds of something versus the platform. My husband does this a lot with like cars. He made like different car parts to certain cars, but the overall brand, he's like, he's not the biggest fan of, right? Like BMWs. BMWs look beautiful, but you know, overall as a whole engine, it's just as a whole car, I'm trying to say. In terms of upkeep and longevity, he's not the biggest fan of. There's pieces of it that he like. And that's just my thing with Vanguard as well. Vanguard does make it easy for you to open up an account. I'm going to just click on this real quick because I did get a question about like if you want to open up your own account. Now, if you do want to do this on your own, it's very important to understand just simple basic investing terminology. I do have a beginner one-on-one playlist, all for beginner investors. What is a 401k? What is a Roth IRA? What is an HSA? How to build up your portfolio? What are sectors of the stock market? When was the stock market like created? All of those type of beginner foundational questions are all in that playlist. So you can take some time and just go and watch those videos. But if you do want to open up your own account, Vanguard makes it super easy, which I really do love about it. They are a trusted resource in the business. You can just sign up here. You can also transfer your accounts in. But again, if you want to open up a new account, you can. You can also roll over an account. If you do want to roll over an account and you're like a beginner to all this, I will call them. I wouldn't try to do it on your own. Call them, let them walk you through it, or they can kind of do it for you, but definitely call them. But if you want to open up a new account, you click that, and then it'll ask you what type of account do you want to open. You want to open an account where you kind of manage, or do you want to open up like a Vanguard cash account? It's kind of like a high yield savings account or a money market, depending on who you ask. And I'm just going to click open up an investment account. Now, how you want to manage it? Do you want Vanguard to kind of manage it for you with their people, or do you want to manage and select your own securities? Invest your own. If that's what you want to do, I'm just clicking to show you how easy it is. And this part I will leave you at here because I will have to enter information and all of that. But it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to open up an account. And you know, you can select the type of account. You can create your own personal info in the login and connect your bank. and you can start investing. They make it really, really easy. So I wanted just to spend a 5 minutes talking about that, not just jump into some of my favorite Vanguard funds, because again, my channel is very beginner friendly. And I want you to understand how to open up an account first, right? It's no point in talking about Vanguard funds if you can't even invest in it because you don't have an account. Okay, so the first Vanguard fund that I love, and this is probably, if you've been watching me for a while, you kind of knew this already, is VTI. VTI is the ticker symbol. Okay, you will also learn about ticker symbols in my beginner investing playlist. I also have an investment planner. I will have a link to the full flip through down below so that you can see it, but it'll help you with ticker symbols and understanding them. But VTI stands for the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. This has 3,000 plus companies inside of it. It's the total stock market. It's a little bit of everything. Not just a little bit of every type of stock type, but sector-wise too. It's not just a bunch of tech. You have some healthcare, you have some consumer staples, consumer discretionary, financials, utilities, real estate, things like that. And I think it's good to have a well-rounded portfolio. I told you guys before in the past, and we have money in all of these positions I'm going to share with you today. If you want to see those, I'll leave a link to my previous video where I shared my spreadsheet. That way you can take a look. But we have over 6 figures in VTI. I've been building that up. I'm not actively investing in it anymore. We met our goal. We moved on. I'm trying to actively build up Costco, Visa, DGRO, SCHG. It's several of them. But I don't have infinite amounts of money. So I pick a couple to focus on. I build the shares in that, and then I move on. Okay. But you can see that the expense ratio is super low. It's like 0.03%. It's tiny. It's microscopic. Okay. And you can see the current market price as of the last closing. It is Sunday night on February 22nd. So this is the closing as of February 20th, which is $340.27. And you can come and see some overview of VTI right here. It is, you can see, where am I looking at? Right here. This is what I want to see. When was it founded or created? 2001. So it's been around. It's 2001. Jeez Louise, that's like 25 years. How is 2001 25 years ago? I was in high school. Crazy. But again, time, right? So the summary is that it seeks to track the performance of the total stock market. It has large, mid-cap, and small-cap companies inside of it, just value-wise. It has a very passive managed fund, so it's not actively managed like some other ones, which is great. The fund remains fully invested and it has low expense ratios. It also pays a tiny dividend. If I come to distributions, where is it? You can see the dividend. Last dividend was on December 24th, 2025. It paid around 95 cents per share. I know I will get asked. Our drip is off with VTI. We have that dividend helping to build up other positions, okay? Like Costco, which is crazy expensive. I'm hoping and praying Costco does a split. Like that would be so awesome. But your performance, you can see how it has been performing annually. You can see that right here. Excuse me, guys, I gotta get something out of my eye. Okay, so total return by market price, but you can calculate the NAV in, but I'll just go by market price, 17% in 2025, 23% in 2024, 2023, 26%. But look, 2022, sometimes the market is negative on the year. It was down almost 20% in 2022, but again, that was during the pandemic and a lot of things were down. But look, overall, it's in the green by quite a bit, right? If we come to portfolio composition, you can see what's in here. Okay, so like I said, this is a blend and I'm going to show you guys. I can't do everything, but just the easy stuff for beginners. You see the sectors right here, materials, consumer discretionary, like how much of each sector is represented in this particular fund. You can see consumer discretionary is about 13.90%. Financials is about 11%. Tech is a whopping 37%, which is kind of crazy, but that's the truth. You can see the top holdings in VTI is NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Broadcom, Facebook, Google again. That's just a different class. Tesla, and I think Eli Lilly. Okay. And again, it's diversified. Now, it's a lot of tech up here, but you also have like Eli Lilly, which is healthcare as well. But like I said, this is one of my favorite funds to buy, and I haven't really been having any problems with it. If I come to my next favorite one, that's VXUX. I like VXUX a lot. I've talked about it many times. This is an international ETF right here, and it's currently $83.37. I'm so glad we added international when we did, because it has been an amazing help for us. If I click that, you can see it right here. This is international global. So it has a lot of global and foreign based companies in it. You can see that the expense ratio is still not bad, 0.05. We have this in our Robinhood portfolio. You can see the last distribution was right here, December 23rd, 2025, and they paid, look at this, $1.36 per share, which is crazy. Again, it just depends on the company, not the companies, but the fund and how it performs and things like that. But again, I think there's an additional foreign tax on this. It's small, but again, it's worth it because our returns have been really good. I can't even lie. Portfolio composition, what's in here? Okay, let's look at what's in here. So you can see emerging markets is about 26%. European countries is about 38%, just rounding up. Pacific countries is about 26.40%. Middle East is 0.80%. North America, and this could be Canada, things like that. Coming down, you can see the top holdings: Taiwan Semiconductor, Samsung, Alibaba, HSBC, Novartis, AstraZeneca, which are, I think these are both healthcare companies. But you can see that, a lot of these companies are based internationally and have been performing, decent. The fund is up a lot. You can look at performance right here. If I come to annually, you can see 2025 up 32%. But look, and 32% is a lot to be up. 5% in 2024, 15% in 2023, 16% in 2022, but everything was down. So I'm not mad at it. I really do like the fund, and we're going to continue to try to get to 100 shares of this. Last but not least is the Vanguard Growth Index Fund. Now this is in our HSA. So when you have an HSA, a lot of times they limit you on what you can buy. I think we had a choice of 8 options in terms of Vanguard funds. That's just who the company went with, and we had to just choose from that. And so we wanted something with a lot of growth, and we just picked VIGIX, which is the Vanguard Growth International Fund, institutional shares. Small, look at this. Small expense ratio right here. A lot of growth in here as well. You can see the composition of this in terms of what's in it. Top holdings, it looks like VTI, right? NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Google, and it mirrors a lot of VU as well, but we don't own VU, and I'm just sharing with you what we actually have money in versus hypotheticals. If I come to performance, click annually, you can see this has been performing pretty good. 2025 about 20%, 2024 about 32%, 2023 about 47%. But look, it was down in 2022. Everything was down. But again, overall, it is up. And that's I think the point I wanted to make in this video, but focused on Vanguard. Okay, these are just 3 ones that excuse me, guys, that we like and have been enjoying. Like I said, I wanted to show Vanguard some love because I really do love their funds. And look at this. They just lowered expense ratios for 84 of their, let me just click on this real quick so that I can see this. This was as of February 2nd. Nice. I love when funds lower their expense ratios, because the less you can pay in fees, the better. Okay, I will leave this link down below because I just saw it. I'm not going to go through it. I want to keep this video under 15 minutes, but let me know down below, do you use Vanguard as a broker? Do you like their funds? I really do like their funds a lot. I'm a big fan of them. But in terms of the platform, it's okay. I like just how Fidelity, especially the app, is laid out. I do not like Vanguard's app at all. I don't like it. I uninstalled it from my phone. That's how much I don't like it. I will just log in and see our position on the desktop. But again, guys, let me know down below. Do you own any of these? Do you like Vanguard as a broker? Do you like their funds? Let's chat in the comments. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe. Tickle that notification bell so that you don't miss an upload every time I post a video. And until next time, you already know, I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye.